Hello everyone, Tanak here. Welcome to episode 57 of Building My Industrial Empire and E-Online. So we will start with the progress report or the financial progress report. My character plus the corporation are now worth 119 billion ISK. If I compare to last week, we've gained a little bit, but the needle hasn't moved much. My main has lost a few like pocket change. Erica has gained a lot. That is because my main gained money actually, but I've moving asset to Erica because she's doing some hauling in ISEC. Toy company network dropped a little bit this week. Part of that was because of one military operation that I had to SRP, and the other part is because we acquired a bunch of POCO to save us some bashing time. So I don't know how it values the POCO exactly, but we now own 25 of the POCO in the constellation. The rest is not much change based on the other week. So that's it for the financial aspect of the corp. Obviously not a very productive week in terms of pure raw network, but in terms of progress on our setup and where we are, it's actually pretty good. So the numbers don't always reflect exactly what's happening on the ground. If you look at HR here, toy company is now at 160 member. We were at 154 last week, if I remember. Yeah, 154 last week. So we gained 6 member in toy company, and procurement is now at 9. It was at 4, so we gained 5 member in procurement, which is our non-deckable hauling corp. So that's for the individual member that joined. We did get some recruit that are experienced in null life that watch the video and that enjoy it and that wanted to come and join us and live in null with us. So that is very good. They're bringing a lot. These people with experience, they're bringing their experience to the corp, which is helping everybody as a group. We really appreciate, and we're keeping growing as a corp. Also, this week I had a talk with a few corp where we're building closer tie with them. Not necessarily joining our alliance, although that was discussed in a few instances. But we're starting potentially with Blue for Blue living in our space. So they would be part of our response fleet and defense fleet, and eventually working maybe toward joining the alliance. We'll see, but we did have a lot of talk with different group that would help us grow our number and the size and impact our alliance can have. We are, if you look at the pure blind map, we are a significant, in space we are a significant power, but if you want to look at number of active player, we are we're not the larger group by far. Bender probably has, if you just go on the kill board and you look like the active player in the last 7 days, Bender or Volta has about 4 times our number, and we're in the range of X-Empire and Hysteria, as in number of active player, where we're hovering around 70, between 70 and 80, depending on the day. So we're not a big powerful group, but we're a regional block that can bring a significant amount of ship to a battle. And our pilots are getting more and more experience. We're introducing, we have flown our Jackdaw Doctrine a few times this week. and it does make a significant improvement in what we can do when you're getting those better ship than the standard Feroxes, which are still good, and we're still using them because well, they're cost effective, and we can throw a lot of them out and afford to lose them. So that's it. Well, that's for the HR part. Military stuff. Where we were last week, we had anchored station in every station, and you had a corp, which was a nuclear sheep, which is the holding corp of absolute honor / absolute will / absolutely huge amount of corp in their group. So they have a lot of different corp. But nuclear ship is their holding corp here. They had two Astra House in XQ dash. So during this week, we reinforced them. We pushed the armor timer, and we pushed them to all. And there was one fight for the all of the first one this afternoon or this evening, depending on where you are, like a few hours before I did this video. And there is another one tomorrow on the second Astra House. So I'm going to talk about that battle in a few seconds. But during the week, what also happened was that Scumlord still had a Fort Azar in Q-5, and according to the deal we had with them, they were supposed to get dispose of their structure in the area. So for us, we assumed unanchoring, but we weren't that precise in the wording. So they actually, I don't know if they sold it or they gave the station to the guy we are fighting, which is the Absolute Will. So that Fort Azar here in Q-5 was transferred to Absolute Will a little bit earlier this week, and they intensify their campaign to try to get us to leave by hiring a group that is doing cloaky camping. So there's constantly one cloak camper in every system, and he's trying to pick up like lone guy from the corp. Okay, cool, part of the game. So bring it on. That's the only thing I can say to that. I mean, yeah, sometimes he does catch people. Obviously, we're not 100% proof yet. We're learning to adapt to that other type of scenario in the area, but it's not going to chase us off. And the other thing that we learned from one of these guys is they're actually putting a bounty on our guy in the station. So he's paying his troop when they kill us. Well, it's just like a bounty is a form of flattery and heave. So again, that's more cute than worrying. So that's part of the deal, I guess. So they're trying to push us out. So what happened during the entire week was mostly, I would say, the small gang stuff. Occasionally some of their guy, they don't have that many guy active in the pocket. Mostly the Absolute Will, a few guys from Absolute Will, and they sometimes camp and try to chase our guys off, but they don't have a large presence during the week. So it is, I would say, annoying at best, but it's not an existential threat. Just a few campers in the area. I mean, you live in Null, so you have to learn to live with that. But it is a little bit annoying, but that's about it. So all this week, few exchange of ship that from both sides. We did push their timer. And one group, which seemed to be a holding corp for Wrecking Machine, tried to anchor a POS in XQ dash, but we shut it down. And there was the battle for this timer, the first Astralis timer in XQ Dash this earlier before this video, and we did form up to fight. And we had a friend that came to help us. So X Empire came to help us. Thank you very much, guy. We owe you one. But the other team had called a lot of people. So we were at 64 people on our side, so which was Weapons of Mass Production plus X Empire, and they had 128 on the other side. So which was Absolute Honor, Phone Volta, which is kind of like a Volta Renter Corp. Absolute Will, which is their main guy that are operating in the area. BAM H1, which is the cloaky camper they hired. Scumlord, which actually joined the battle on the side of the sheep. And the rest of other guys that came to help them. So Wrecking Machine amongst other. That fight we lost. Yeah, we lost that. We lost that one. You can't win them all. It wasn't like a complete disaster. If you add up total in the battle report, we lost 4.4 billion in ship, and we inflicted 3.3 billion in damage. But we were 1 against 2. So considering that, I think the guy did pretty well. I wasn't there personally. I would have liked to be there, but I was with my daughter to do a COVID test because a guy in his like a kid in her class got tested positive or whatever. Anyway, you don't care about that. I was not at that fight, so I'm just saying it like it was told to me. Obviously, I do chat with people on both sides, so some of them say, you got dumpster, and my FC was saying, oh no, basically we won. But when you do battle report, don't lie. So these are total death in the area from both sides. Initially, we formed with Ferox, but we encountered the Absolute Ferox fleet, which was more numerous than us. So we killed a few, we lost more, we disengaged. And then at one point we returned with Jackdaw and pick up a few straggler. We did shot a few Scumlord and Munins. So all in all, I think we did good compared to the number that we had. But you can't. We lost more than they did. Will this affect us long term? Not at all. It's just a battle. You don't win every battle in a war. So that one, scratch it, and round 2 tomorrow. That's the only thing I can say for that one. So that's about it for that operation. The rest of the week was actually pretty good on our standing fleet culture. We are getting more and more responsive. Living with the constant Lucky coming in to pick a fight in our space, or Roamer or nullsec group that are getting out of their wormhole and trying to pick off straggler, and the cloaky camper that are always there. You learn to live with that thing, and as a group you adapt. And what is happening to our corp is we're developing a stronger and stronger standing fleet culture. After three weeks in all, I would say that our corp is at least 2 times as battle efficient as we were before. If I would take that corp as it is now with our current voice com culture and standing fleet and everything, and we put ourselves back into null where we were before, back in Becky, we would be twice as efficient. We would be like a local powerhouse, because we adapted. Are we a super strong nullsec group? No, we still have a lot to learn. We're still relatively new in null. It's only our 3rd week there, but we have adapted, and living there is helping us progress as a group a lot. We are doing more active baiting, where we do put stuff on grid with people ready to intervene. We are managing our ratting and mining operation as group with cover. People are always on comm, so it is changing our corp dynamic a lot. And generally speaking, I would say a large majority of our member are enjoying the change and are adapting and are reacting very well to the change. Do we lose ship occasionally? Yeah, of course, of course. Rome wasn't built in a day. You don't become a super crack pilot in one day and eve either. Loss will happen. As a CEO, what I ask of my member is for them to just like when you die, take a pause and reflect on what happened. Reflect on the situation and what happened. What could you have done something differently? Don't think about fuck. I just got killed. What an asshole! And just think, okay, what could I have done differently for it not to happen? And if every time you die, you make that reflection and you try to improve, you'll eventually get better. And stat will take care of themselves. Killboard will take care of itself as you progress as a pilot. But the most important thing is learn the ship, learn what work in what situation, learn how to protect yourself better. All of that will make you a better pilot. And when everybody individually become better pilot, well, one, you'll have more fun because you'll understand more what is happening, and two, as a group, we will progress faster. So that's all I'm asking from my pilot is learn every time you die. Learn something every time you die, and make those that count. Make those that count in your skill level as a pilot, and that's all you can ask for somebody. If you follow that, everybody's going to become a better pilot, and it shows. It shows in the way we react as a group. So that's for the military part. We're having a lot of fun. Also, we're getting into better ship. So people are skilling in interceptor, interdictor. We're getting into like we're learning. It's not it's not the same ship that are popular here than the one that were popular in low sec. So there's an adaptation phase, but we're getting better at that. So all in all, that's all good fun. Industrial operation, we got industry working in the pocket, so we are able to produce subcap components, and we are producing individual member are producing stuff. We're not at the point where we can do large contract as a corp yet. We still need to pacify the area. And start building like what we used to do before, like industrial capital first, and eventually we want to move into combat capital. We're not at that point yet, but we are able to produce our subcap fleet in the pocket, and it does change a lot of the logistic now. We constantly have ships on contract, so it's easy for people to replace lost ship. We are very well settled in that. So people were using contract. We don't have a market hub yet. Eventually, we will want to put a market hub when we can anchor a larger structure. But most of the people can get what they need in the pocket to live, so it's really no longer a problem. Aside from that, what else can I tell you? Me as a pilot, I've also grown a lot in those 3 weeks. I am able to fly interceptor. I am skilling into interdictor. I'm becoming if you look at my week, I had actually a pretty good week as a pilot. I got to last episode was on the 7th, so I got three deaths during this week. One of them was I would say unlucky death. I knew we were under war deck. I knew that going to perimeter was risky. I was in a stealth bomber. I just got out of the gate next to a container and I couldn't recloak. So I took the risk and it didn't pay that time. The rest was little fight that we had, but overall I did get a very good week as a personally as a pilot. And the corp, generally speaking, we do get a lot more kill So we are becoming better as a corp. What else can I say? What can you expect next week? Well, you will, if something very interesting happen, I might do a special episode after tomorrow's timer for the second Astra House. For us, we're continuing to dig in and increase our control of the constellation. We got PI running. We want to get fuel production in the pocket. So these are stuff that we are aiming to do pretty soon. Also, well, the rest we will start to crab a little bit, dig in more. We're gonna continue to try to push the timer on the nuclear ship structure. The idea is to make sure that life in the pocket is not enjoyable for them, and they're doing the same for us. So it's basically who's gonna break the other one first. And right now, I would say that we're starting to develop the home turf advantage, because our large number are living there, while they come as a big group when there's like last timers and stuff like that. And for us, we have developed a better ability to survive in Null, because we've been living actively there for the last 3 weeks. So, and we're not going anywhere. We sold our last structure that we had outside the pocket. So right now we no longer own anything outside of that Null pocket. Aside from like stockpile of equipment that we still need to liquidate, but mostly our stuff is in here, and that's our home, and that's where we live, and we're fighting as someone defending their home, so we're not gonna go anywhere. So that's what you'll see next week, is some progress on that war on either side. Us continuing to digging in, increasing our production there, increasing our number, hopefully, and keep growing and keep having fun and becoming a better pilot. I hope you guys enjoy, and hopefully you'll keep watching, and see you all tomorrow. Bye bye.